participating and coming again. Thank you very much for making time and effort of joyful effort for the Dharma, and so I'm very happy and grateful. Thank you for these opportunities. Again, we're going to touch the best of the basically teaching of the great teacher, Buddha Shakyamuni. So therefore, again, we should always remember and not forget the best, important and basic and the very fundamental, the motivations or the fundamental foundation of the Dharma, which is motivations. And again, that motivation, this time, joy and appreciations, and then bodhicitta for all living beings. And that also means that I'm going to reflect the teaching and the practices and do the practice of the 6 paramata according to my capabilities and with determination and for whatever reason to benefit for all living beings. I really kind of sincerely having that attitude and thought in mind, which is the bodhicitta, of course, you all know that. With that thought, and then purely again, realization of according to Vajra teaching that was always in the teaching taught us. So therefore, again, having those beautiful motivation, and then we reflect the teaching. And the teaching we follow again is, of course, the teaching of the Buddha Shakyamuni. Particularly is pointed out our gracious kindness teacher, the Jigdral Yeshe Dorje or Dudjom Rinpoche. Many of you met of this great master, great teacher, and maybe few of you didn't really met that physically, but we all connected to these great masters because this great master was really the most powerful or one of the most famous and kindest teachers. So many practitioners, so many great teachers, and everyone. So therefore, then everyone almost become like his student. And therefore, then we all really connected. That means we are like maybe second generation from these great masters, or maybe the first one we are really connected directly to physicals. But never mind of the physical connection, but we are connected to the spiritual, his voice. The most important is the teaching. And together with the teaching, together with his mind and his realization mind and the teaching, that truly we are connected. So that we are following this teaching. And this teaching, again, and we went that quite a while ago and thoroughly kind of a little bit one after another, and now we are still on the section of the bodhicitta in a way, how we really interpret Dharma. And the great teacher, Buddha Shakyamuni, pointed out such as like suffering truth, cause of suffering truths. Those are the samsaras. But we like to change the samsara. How we do that? And that is known as then following the path truth. Path truth will bring the realizations. To follow the path truth, that is then all the Buddhism, first you take refuges. Take refuge. So we went through those all about refuge, taking refuges. Once you talk refuge, that also according to Mahayana teaching, that taking refuge is also not just only for ourselves, because our compassion, our kindness and compassion for all living beings, we take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, Sanghas. Once we talk the refuge, then we are expanded and more strongly motivated, then we develop the bodhicitta, mind of the enlightenment. Once we develop the bodhicitta mind, and bodhicitta can be divided into two. And which is intention bodhicitta, or wishing bodhicitta, and actualizing bodhicittas. Intention of the wishing bodhicitta is the first. That intention bodhicitta also we progress developed by the poor boundless thought. Poor boundless thought. When poor boundless thoughts are become stronger and deeper and settle in our heart, we apply that with the Tungli practices. That Tungli or Daji Nyamba, the Tungli practices, and others, and then others are more important than ourselves. Again, I will say in Tibet, Daji Nyamba, Daji Jeva, and Davi Yinchi. That means Daji Nyamba means that we all are equal. That means myself and all the sentient beings, every living person, equal every aspect, every way. So therefore, then we really develop the bodhicitta, because I want to be happy, and then same way they want to be happy, I don't want the suffering, and similarly others. So we all equal. That's what called Daji Nyamba, really. And of course you all know that. And the second is that Daji Jiva means then exchanging, and exchanging our happiness and peaceful, giving to the others, and others, those difficulty, troubles are taking inwardly, mentally, that. And that is Daji Jiva. And then Davi Jiti means then others are even more important than ourselves. So that means this time, the third time, we completely reversed our attitude normal in samsara times. In a way, in a samsara, normal, regular, our thought, I'm more important than others. Because I'm the first, and then the others are second. But this time is we completely reversed that. Others are more important than myself. So reverse it because of your compassion and bodhicitta. So those all are known as wishing bodhicittas. Exercise the wishing bodhicitta. Once we have that, then now we applying that to actualize the bodhicitta. Again, it's not something that you have to do first this and second follow that, but I'm just ways developing. I'm talking ways how developing it. But otherwise, as soon as we have wishing bodhicitta in our heart, mind, we can also practice the actualizing bodhicitta according to our capabilities. But how is developing that? That's kind of strongly, very beautifully. That's what in the teaching said. First is wishing bodhicitta, and the second is actualizing bodhicitta. Or at least when we do even we have the wishing bodhicitta, when we have that wishing bodhicitta, sincerely compassion thought in our heart and mind, like to help it to the others, that is then activating second motivation, the determination you open your heart or our heart to the others. That is actualizing bodhicitta. Actualizing bodhicitta has numerous practices in the bodhisattva has, but it is summarized into all the beneficial activity of the great bodhisattvas. Courageous bodhisattvas are in the 6 paramatas. So then we went 6 paramatas, one after another, little bit kind of thoroughly, slowly by slowly we went one after another. And the first is generosity. Second is then the morality. Third is then patience. Fourth is joyful effort for the virtues. And the fifth is concentration. Sixth is then wisdoms. Among that 6 paramatas, we went first 4. Still we are going on the 5th paramatas, which is concentration paramatas. We are going still on that. And the concentration paramata is particularly connected to the mental status. First 3 paramatas I mentioned is more how to take care of our activities of the body, speech, when we are helping to the other beings. That is more like, the first is more kind of outreaching qualities. And that this 5th one is the mental mind, the most powerful, behind the scene, who is really activating generosity, who is activating the morality, who is activating patience, who is activating also joyful effort, is no other than the mind. So now take care of the mind. Mind is the most powerful among all the time. And that is we went through, of course you all know. We all receive the teaching, you all know that. According to Buddhism, mind controls everything. Not just a control, mind produces both samsara and nirvanas. Both are merged from this one's own mind. Not talking mind with someone else. our own mind, my own mind, produced my destinations, my environments of samsara, and also it will produce, it will expand my nirvanas too. Same way to you and others. That's the according to Buddhism. And it also is really true in a way. When we look on where our own thoughts and conceptions and activities, everything is really motivated by mind. Everything, what we do, everything, all the activities, everything. So, therefore, for our, like all the feelings, our perceptions, our conceptions, our ideas, our beliefs, our this and that, whatever is there, that all is really produced, created, maintained, upkept by the mind. So therefore, now looking to the mind. And the present our mind is so busy, so active. It's not rest at all. Even maybe we don't feel that. But now we need rest. We need to relax. And we rest and relax. In the teaching mentioned, then you really will discover so many beauties, so many wonders within this from our own mind, one after another. These unfolding wonders will show up, appears one after another. Those are known as the development of the samadhis. All different stages according to the teachings. So that all start from mind. This is, for that reason, then this Dhyan Paramata is so important. Dhyan Paramata is divided into these three sections. Again, I'm repeating that. As I said already, and you already know those. I mean, not just I'm told and then you know those. And those three samadhis or dhyans are, first is, in Tibet, if I say, Chipa Nyekyu something. Second is Tonram Jipa something. Third is the Yinshupa Jipa something. Those are the Tibetan words. If I translate it roughly into English, of course you can look better translations. You can find out. Maybe you already know. But first is, I'm translating this Sipa Nyekyu, Chipa Nyekyu something. I'm translating the beginner general meditation stages. That's what I'm translating. Jipa Nyekyu. Average beginner meditation stages. Second is Onram Jipa something. I'm translating like exploring the deep meaning. Samadhi of the deep, exploring the deep meaning of the nature. That is the second thing. Third one, the Jipa something, I'm translating as the samadhi that will even please the Buddhas or the Tathagatas. Those are, I'm translating it. And the fourth is, now, so that are the three divisions. And as already said, and you all know, what is nature or the identity of the samadhis or dhyans? Not distracted. Not distracted. That's it. Not distracted. By what? By our mind. Whatever the cause can be, may be, but not distracted. What is the cause? Highlight, but again, a great teacher, Buddha Shakyamuni's teaching, that which highlighted by many all those great masters. True distractions. Physical distractions and mental distractions. Both are obstacles of the Dhyan Paramatas, Dhyans, or the meditation, or the concentrations, Dhyan Paramatas. And now, first one is body, distraction of the body, and all the activities of the body and speeches, mundane activities, or even the spiritual activities, physical activities. activities, keeping busy, not letting the time to rest of the mind. Busy is just completely kind of busy. That busyness of the body, physical, busyness of the verbal. That is the first distractions of the physical distractions. Second is mental distractions or mental busynesses. So in order to avoid those two busynesses, first you go to the hermitage. I say those, and you all know hermitage or go to retreat. Those are standard terminologies that we all know. Once you go to a retreat land, now the most important is busyness of the mental activities, particularly during the sitting sessions, meditation time, not keeping the busyness and mental distractions. That is, again, if we distracted, our quality of the meditation is diluted or diluted. Even we have the posture in sitting in a retreat, quiet and peaceful places, but our mind is a complete busyness, everywhere running. Then it's not quality, very good quality meditation. And this is a stories. Khenpo Rinpoche used to say quite a few times, and I remember that. And many of you heard that. This is the story of the very famous meditation masters, great teachers in Tibetan Buddhism and particularly Drukpa Kagyu lineages. That, and which is known as then Drukpa Kulek. Many of you heard that. This great, crazy wisdom yogis, very highly realized beings, Drukpa Kuleks. And according to the story, Drukpa Kulek has another brother, who was a very big Lama, big teacher too. But he is the head of the monasteries, big monasteries. Monastery. I think I heard his name, Awan Chujar. One day they both decided to do retreat, the hermitage retreat. Drukpa Kulek said to his brother, Awan Chujar, when they proposed to each other like that, he said, "Are you sure you can do the really retreat?" Yes, I'm deciding and I can do that. I would like to do that. I will do that. So then if you really can do the retreat, then we will do together. But if one of us leave the retreat, or if you leave the retreat, I'm not going to stay myself retreat. I'm going to go right that moment. Right that time, as soon as you leave the retreat, I will leave. I'm not going to do retreat with you. I think that's. And this, his brother, Big Lama, Big Great Master said, "What are you saying that? If I make a decision to go retreat for whatever the time amount they decided, 1 week or 2 months or 1 month or whatever that is, I'm going to stay that long retreat. What are you saying that? Are you sure," his brother, the Drukpa Kulek said, "are you sure you can do that?" "Yes, I'm willing to do, I do that." Again he said, "if you leave break the retreat rules, I'm not going to stay myself retreat as like staying in a cage. I'm not going to stay in a cage. I'm going to live right that moment. So then they decided to go retreat. They went to retreat, both in the place. But according to the teaching, Drukpa Kulek can read the mind of others, such as great enlightened yogis. So now they're doing retreat. Both are doing very beautifully, perfectly. But this other brother, Awan Chujar, since he's head of the monasteries, and then occasionally he's thinking of the welfare of the monasteries, administer aspect of the monasteries and the monks and all that. So one day he started really thinking strongly about the administrators of the aspect of the monasteries. Right that moment, Drukpa Kulek came out of the retreat cabin. He met big kind of with big noise. Since you're not staying in the rule of the retreat, I'm not going to stay in my retreat. I'm not going to keep my body in a cage, and I'm going to leave right now, as we decided. So he left the retreat. So that is really stories. For example, if you keep the retreat when you are in a retreat cabin, but our mind is busyness and keeping wandering all over the world, all over the past memories and the future plans, present activities of the pleasure sensory objects of this and that, the back and forth, all that, then quality of the retreat is really losing and diluted. Therefore, this is, of course, in Drupal, he is a very famous enlightened being. He can do those. Of course, many of us, we can really, our mind can wander a different place during the retreat or even during the meditation. But the moment we recognize, really we don't let that go. That's why I said the other day, and you all know what in the teaching said, keep the focus. Well, pillar of the focus by the rope of the mindfulness, tied up the mind by the rope of the mindfulness, and got tied up to the pillar of the focus, and watched by consciousness, or training is supervised by consciousness. That tells us how mind has to be maintained with joyfully, with relaxed way, but yet with the determination and with mindfulness and consciousness, conscientiousness. Those are really the important. So that is what I really mentioned. So now with that understanding, again, we go back to I said 3 samadhis, 3 dhyan paramatas. Now we go, how we do that meditation. The first is, of course, you all know again, that is, now we're going to focus. Focus, that means focus as a pillar. Now we're going to focus to that, our mind, with the robe or with the assistant of the robe of the mindfulness. Robe, R-O-P-E, I believe, robe of the mindfulness. Well, hold to that pillar of the focus or object of focus. And object of focus is now about this stage. Meditation is known as shamatha meditation or chene meditation. As I said the other day, there is a numerous techniques of the concentrations or focus, but I'm going to summarize, or I'm going to talk, not summarize, I'm going to talk just 2 ways. 2. Focusing outwardly, focusing inwardly. And if focus outwardly, I have also 2. With the regular object, with the holy objects. I lay out that way. Whether the numbers, the techniques are there, the Brahmini is same, quality is same, have to focus. That's the focus. That is what it is. Have to focus. So now, with the holy object or with the regular objects, when out. And that is again, I already mentioned, with the regular objects, such as marble, small crystal, small stone, yoke distance, or 2 elbow size distance, around about that, put right in front of you. And with the 7 postures of Buddha Vairocana, or whatever posture you are, but trying to stay straight up your back spines, and health, kind of more, also a corner line of the spines. Focus to that object. that object where you focus, as in the teaching, use the metaphor, metaphor, as pillar. Now you are, that is your pillar, or our pillar. Now keeping up that continually, without distracted, that is mindfulness raw. Who is watching that? It's the mind. Mind, monkey mind's neck is, or drunk elephant neck is tied up, or drunk horse neck is tied up, the rope of the mindfulness tied up with the focus, object of focus of the pillar. Now you're going to keep that. Keep that. How long? How long you're going to keep that? As long as you can stay. Or you have time. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or 5 minutes, whatever you have time. While you're watching that, while you're meditating, how that? And the teaching said, I said already last time, and you all know, comfortable, spaciousness, relaxed way, not creating tensions, tightness, uncomfortable, kind of forceful. Relax. Now you're really trying to touch your inner nature, our inner nature. Don't have to create the tension. Tension is unnatural. We're trying to go back to the natural status. Relax, calm, peaceful. That way. Yeah. And of course, before this, to start the meditation, I also mentioned with four renunciation thoughts, and the bodhicattas, and devotions, and with those thoughts, calling Lama's paths, or the lineage praise, according what you know, those kind of sizzling energy, warming up those prayers, really giant prayers, fill the stone prison of lineage masters, Buddhas, Padma Samye, and their blessings are coming, showering down to us, to all the beings. Finally they dissolved, merged to your own nature of the mind. Now you meditate. You meditated with that. Continue. And that time also, if you, of course, the eyes are open or the focus, whatever. But in the most of the time, in the teaching mentioned semi-openness. So it's not something that close eyes. But many times people prefer to close eye. That I think that's also okay. But if you open the eye, semi-open, semi-eye open, not completely widely open, not closed, semi-open. Also in the teaching said, not blinking the eye, not moving the eye. Reason, I said other days, too, in the teaching said, because the mind is very much connected to the wind. Wind is very much connected to the channels or nervous systems. Nervous system is also very much connected during that time to our eyeballs, eyes. So therefore, stable eye, resting eye will help to channels rest. Channel rest, wind will help. It will help to the wind. And when the wind is a little more rested, it will naturally help calm down our mind. When our calm down mind is more calm down, rested, then the beauty of nature of the mind will begin to shine. So therefore, rest that, relax. That's what the really teaching says. So that is focus with the regular objects. Regular objects. Focus with the holy objects. That is then same thing. But instead of those marbles and crystals and any kind of other objects, in the many times the teaching said, focus to the Buddha statues. Buddha statues. Small Buddha statues every year. Or small picture. Kind of nice, bright, that kind of quite clear one. And put right in front of the spot, same distance where you put in the marble or crystals. And focus to the Buddha. Buddha. And you know, Buddha is of course is known as Buddha is the golden god, full of calm, peaceful, relaxed, open, very grounded. That is what Buddha is. It is calming. Even merely thinking of a Buddha, it will bring the peace, calmness in our heart and mind. And Buddha is also simple. There's not many things. And also focus to his third eye spot or the face. Buddha. Focus to that. So, same thing, focus. Even you are focused to the Buddha with mindfulness raw, as a standard of the consciousness, our mind will go away. Go away. That is just regular it is. Go away. But without making any kind of questions or worries and thought, that as soon as we realize it, bring back to the focus, to the Buddha stages, and concentrating on the Buddha's images. Images. At the beginning time, again, what said? You will feel some degree of the calmness. That's the naturally kind of the quality of the meditation when we touch to our nature of the mind. That every individual is, when they start meditating, according to the teaching, everyone will feel that calm, peaceful, kind of quietness, really feel something, almost we can take deep breath, kind of almost relaxing, touching to the nature, you can feel that. Everyone. Even we feel that, then next that moment, mind is so busy. It carried by the old habit patterns. Our wandering to the five pleasure objects, areas, five pleasures, good or bad or whatever those, mutual, mixture, all that really we carry. Those are known as the Gopa in Tibet, wildness of mind. Wildness of mind. And then maybe sometimes because during that time, maybe we mean mind is become a little more kind of settled, it becomes a little calmer, and become more kind of like almost like calm and peaceful. Not just like that, but more than that, it become more kind of foggy, dullness, sleepiness, then fall asleep. That is known as a sinking mind. That both are obstacles of the meditation. What we need, that time, mindfulness, but consciousness will bring adjustment. Bring both. If it's too much busyness, and bring calm. Bring down calmness. If it's too much like kind of dullness, again, consciousness will help to wake up, bring more clarity in the mind. And particularly in the teaching, it says, those, whether it's a wildness or whether it's a sinkingness, and that time, you can also do release some praise, such as thinking of the four renunciation thoughts, impermanence, precious lives, reflecting those just even for 1 minute will help to wake up our mind, adjust the mental status. Or sometimes great bodhicitta, compassion, wishing good thoughts, such as for boundless. May all living beings have happiness and cause of happiness, such as loving kindness prayers. Or may all living beings from suffering and cause of suffering sincerely reflecting mind to those meanings and chanting that. That also really will adjust the mind. It will calm down. After that, again, relax. Relax. If again, with continually happening in the teaching said, sometimes you can focus. Focus then, such as like, that is more kind of inwardly that. And focus some syllable R's, right on our crown chakras. White syllable R in the crown chakras. Or white syllable R on the navel chakras. Crown chakra and navel chakras, those whatever you focus to that will help. Again, help to adjust it, calm down the minds. And so this is the meditation focus or outward to outward. Then inwardly focus of the meditation or concentrations. Again, I'm going to talk two. Regular one and holy ones, or the noble ones. Regular one is very popular in the Buddha's teaching, that we all know. The breathing. Focusing our mind on the breathing. And that breathing came from the nostrils. That means we are 7 postures of Buddha Vairocana, or whatever the postures. 5 postures of Buddha Vairocana, 6 postures of Buddha Vairocana, according to whatever you can do. But let breathing came from nostrils. And that breathing came as gentle as it should be. Or that means that normal. There's nothing changed in that. And watching the breathing going in and out. So that means your awareness, your concentration is with breathing now. Your mind is with breathing. And when breathing is going out, we see our breathing is going out. When it is calm, we see inwardly, you see breathing is coming inwardly. On the other word, you see exhale, you see inhale. Exhale, inhale, gently, as should be, calm and peaceful. Nothing changed. Quietly focusing on the breathing, in and out. If you do that, or sometimes you can count. For example, 9 times. Count the breathing, for example, inhale and exhale as 1. 1. And that means you're focusing to your mind with the breathing, but at the same time with the numbers. So that is like, for again, breathing becomes the pillar, object of focus, and your mindfulness is watching, keeping up our mind with the breathing. So that time, our breathing and mind become as one. And in the teaching said also, breathing is kind of very much connected with the mind, or the air or the wind is very much connected to the mind, and therefore also really counting breathing is very powerful, natural. Naturally, it will slow down the mind, it will calmness, it will bring calmness. So that is like, as many of you all know already, but that is like focus with the inwardly with our physical kind of qualities of the breathing or focus. Then the holy focus inwardly with the holy object. Again with then same thing. Visualize or meditate the Buddha right in our heart centers, and beautiful lotus petals. Beautiful lotus petal or 8 petals. Lotus petal. And middle of the 8 lotus petals, there is golden Buddha. The rainbow Buddha is residing in our heart centers. And the same way, focus to the Buddha. And that is then keep same way as long as you can. Same techniques, but only slightly different than the object of the focus. In the teaching mentioned many times, whether it is focus on outwardly image of the Buddha or inwardly Buddha, it really will help our visualizations, such as visualizations in Vajrayana teachings, because it is similar to the blessings of the Buddhas, and therefore it will bless. It will help to kind of brighten, strengthening, and the clarity of the visualizations too. So that is what the object of the two things. And then I told one more concentration, and that is the non-focus concentration. That means no focus. This is again same posture, same thing, but no focus. Means the moment look to our thought, with the thought arising, that moment look to one's own mind. And when you look to your own mind, there's nothing you find or will find. Relax in that state. That's it. Hold that. No thought. No focus. Relax in that state as long as you stay. That is known as no focus of the shamatha meditations. Now, when we do these shamatha meditations continually, according to teaching, that at the beginning time, what are our feelings? Anybody can feel is calmness, peacefulness. That. But if we continually meditate, keep that concentration, then 3 visible experiences will come up. And that we all heard so many times. You all know. Those are the experience of the blissfulness, clarities, and no thoughts. Those 3 experiences will come. And the fourth is blissfulness experiences. Not just a kind of feel of the calmness and peaceful. But that time, if you really continue to meditate, according to the teaching, that you will feel more happiness. Without any reason, particularly, you feel more happy, more relaxed, particularly more happiness, more peaceful. That is known as the calmness or the blissfulness experiences. And the opposite also in some teaching said can feel more kind of emotion too. Sometimes become more kind of emotional like that. Suddenly. But that is, whatever it is, it's not something that high result of the meditation. We're achieving that. But it really means, in the teaching said, it means we are progressing. We develop. So now either way, don't hold onto those experiences. Continually meditate. Same way as we started. Started with the beautiful motivation, thought, intention, and meditate. Concentrate. Sometimes those experiences, instead of very happiness, peaceful, and now begin to see, or not just a completely kind of those disabled, but at the same time, you can start feeling sometimes more kind of clarities, more kind of smartness, more kind of ideas, more kind of like intelligence feels, more brilliant kind of attitude, more kind of like intelligence that feels, oh, I'm become more kind of like clarity, more smart, and more kind of knowledgeable. I'm kind of becoming kind of more noticeably than before. And again, this is the sign of the development, sign of the progress. It's not something big progress, big high result, according to teachings. So that, and even teaching says that those good practitioners even can see through the walls or behind the walls, those kind of brightness, clarities can show up. And then sometimes the experience is no thoughts. And that time you can feel, oh, my meditation has become so calm and peaceful. Now even I don't have any conceptions or thoughts. Kind of like completely kind of like lost the thoughts. Feeling of kind of all the thoughts are gone. And those are called no thought experiences. These thoughts, these 3 experiences are according to teaching, according to the great masters, is normal procedure experiences. It is a sign of that we are moving forward of our meditation and some daily progresses. But those all are known as experience or flavor, taste of the meditation. Flavor or taste. We should not attach it, grasping, and think this is high sign of a high result. It's just beginning stages. Beginning stages, as I said earlier, the 3 samadhis when we divided, or not we divided, as I divided in the teaching, that is the first stages. that you are experiencing the flavor or the taste of the meditation. And that is also kind of feel that many times we meditators are longing for those flavors, such as peaceful, blissfulness, clarities, no thought, kind of those we're looking forward. Therefore, it also in the category of the regular, general meditators, meditation stages. Meditation stages. So that is the first stage of samadhis. And that is my talk for today. And thank you very much again, everyone is participating, and thank you so much. Okay? Thank you everyone again. Thank you. Okay. Now we start to do our practices again. Okay, the healing practices. Thank you. Okay. If you have that booklet, please open the booklet. Start with the 7-line prayer again as we did.